Hey guys, it's Russell here with Russell's Garage. Wanted to get in and do a little update with you guys. I haven't been doing a whole lot this week. I did get the seat covers done and I'm going to have a video for that. I got a test fit here in the Rambler. I just wanted you guys to see that. But we have a hurricane coming in right now, so I've been getting prepped for the hurricane. They say it's supposed to be a really bad hurricane. I've only been through one hurricane here in Florida, and that was Irma, and it was pretty rough here the last time the hurricane came through, and they're all saying that this one is supposed to be a record storm for 100 years for the Tampa Bay area. And I just want to let you guys know the garage is shut down. I'm Russell. Welcome to Russell's Garage. Give you a little update on what I've been doing. I did, like I said, I did do the seat covers, and I'll have a video up on how to make the seat covers and everything, but I wanted you guys to see that. I got the dash here again so you can see that, but we're prepping for a hurricane right now, and we're hoping it's going to be not so bad for us. I did have to do my generator, clean the carburetor and get it all ready, so the generator is ready. We're stocked on fuel here. We got extra propane. I buttoned down the back here for flooding reasons, covered up the air conditioner, and we've had a lot of rain here, and we're having issues with draining with the water. I have all the cars right now are positioned to where they need to be to keep things safe and protect this side of the house. And as we move on into the backyard, I can show you how we're preparing for everything. As you see, our lanai, we've moved everything off of our lanai, and we have sandbags blocking the doors and all that because of all the water that we tend to get here with hurricanes. We need to protect the house and the property and so on. So we're getting ready for the storm. The weather's saying that we should possibly start feeling the rain bands here in about another 30 minutes or so. It's pretty quiet around here right now. People are bunkering down and stuff. And I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of update on what's going on right now with the hurricane. And we're probably gonna lose power. I'm not gonna have internet, so I'm not gonna be able to upload anything right now or do anything in that nature. But I hope all turns out well for everybody. I hope Sean from Junkyards and Barn Finds gets to a safe place. I know I spoke to him the other day, and he was talking about them trying to find somewhere north to go, and I hope that all works out for them, because they're closer to the coast right now than I am, but I'm not too far from it. We just have to worry about rain and the flooding here, not so much to the winds, but the way they have it coming in now is it's coming almost the same direction as Irma did. And when Irma came through here, the eye went over us, so it could be a repeat of Irma, which I hope it does. It's not, but we'll see what happens, how it goes, and everything. But that's why I haven't put out no videos lately. And as soon as the storm clears and I can get this garage cleared out and things back in working condition out here, and we come out of this storm, I'll get some more videos up for you guys.
It's almost a crawl. And what that means is it's going to dump an inordinate amount of rain. So that could be Sarasota, could be a little bit inland. Obviously, the impact could be somewhere down this coast in different ways. There's still time for it to wobble. But I think most of the forecasts are anticipating a landfall, then a slow to almost a crawl, which is going to put a lot of saturation in the ground. So this is going to be a major water event, both in terms of the storm surge and in terms of the flooding. Evacuation orders have been issued up and down the Gulf Coast of Florida, including here in Sarasota County. The issue with this is if you are in one of these low-lying areas and you have the potential for 10, 15 feet of storm surge, that can absolutely be life-threatening. Those orders, I think, are not taken lightly. I think that's what is the best to keep you safe. And you don't need to evacuate to another state. You don't need to evacuate hundreds of miles away. The key is to get to high ground and be in a safe structure. And I know here in Sarasota, they have shelters that are open that can do friends and family in the area. If you are going to go somewhere in other parts of the state of Florida, we're advising that you can go south and then across Alligator Alley. Southeast Florida seems to be doing better. This trap may end up taking it all across I-4. It could take it in other areas. But the most important thing with the evacuation is just get to the higher ground, get to safe structure. It doesn't mean you have to be in a place where there's no storm or where you're not going to face anything, because in Florida we have structures that can deal with these hurricanes. It's hard to deal with 10 feet of water, and that's really what is underlying the evacuation notices. If you're in the barrier islands, if you're in some of the places that are susceptible to that, you are in risk. FDOT and FHP are coordinating about the flow of traffic. As of now, on 75 out of here, it's moving. We have had increased folks on the road starting yesterday, heading eastbound on Interstate 4. I think you're going to continue to see it pick up on I-75 now that the track has shifted further south into this part of the state. FDOT is prepared and FHP are prepared to open the shoulder to emergency use for evacuation. But that will happen once the sustained traffic goes under 40 miles an hour. I've not reached that point yet, and so when you do, then they will do it. People sometimes ask, are you going to do all lanes on both sides, one direction? FDOT has studied that over like 10 years, and they've determined that's not the most effective way to do it. You need people to be able to get into the storm for supplies and rescue and whatnot. So the emergency lanes, that is going to be the first step. Of course, suspended tolls in the affected areas, and we will keep those suspended, and we will expand that as need be. Fuel is still being provided. I know there's a lot of people out getting fuel. We've seen lines, but you still see they're going to keep providing that until it's no longer safe to do so. And then, of course, once the storm hits and passes, that's going to be a priority to clear the roads so that we're able to get the fuel back to the gas stations. People should anticipate losing power. When you have a storm of this magnitude, that's what happens. It knocks down trees, it knocks down power lines. So when you're making preparations, just be prepared to be able to make do without having consistent power. And that may be a matter of days, it may be more than just a few days. It really depends on the intensity of the storm, and it depends on how much structural damage is done to the underlying infrastructure that powers our state. Of course, we have, I think we've got over almost 30,000 folks that are now stationed and various companies that are going to be ready to go and work to get the power back on once the storm has passed. We also know that people who are evacuating may not necessarily want to do a shelter. Maybe they don't have family. Maybe they want to do a hotel room. Go Visit Florida has partnered with Expedia to launch an emergency accommodation page. Anyone who's been ordered to evacuate can use this page to find available accommodations in other areas of the state. Just go to expedia.com/Florida, expedia.com/Florida. We have probably more than 2.5 million people right now that are under some form of an evacuation order. So we understand there's going to be a need to use everything at our disposal, not just shelter, not just friends and family, but also available hotel rooms. Know your evacuation zone. You're going to hear another announcement here in a minute from Sarasota. FloridaDisaster.org/plan prepare floridadisaster.org/plan-prepare. If you go there, you can determine where your evacuation zone is. It's different from the FEMA flood maps. This is something that is impacting whether you should evacuate in the case of a storm, and that is what your local emergency managers are relying upon. Don't leave your pets behind. We need to make sure we're taking care of the pets. There are pet-friendly shelters. There's information about planning for taking care of your pets in times of disaster at floridadisaster.org/plan-prepare, floridadisaster.org/plan-prepare. We have shelters open here in Sarasota, in surrounding counties, and that's something that's going to be very, very important as the next day or two goes on. And if you want to see where the available shelters are in your area or even in other parts of Florida, you can go to floridadisaster.org/shelters, floridadisaster.org/shelters. We are continuing to forego tolling, and we may expand that as need be. We have 35 school districts that have announced closures, and more may happen as the track becomes more certain. If you want...
Well, there you go, guys. Our governor's doing a briefing. They're doing an excellent job getting us prepared for this storm and getting people in the right spots to help rescue when the storm passes. But we're in for a doozy, and we're gonna hunker down here and try to be safe as possible and come out of this storm the best that we can. So thank you again, and we'll get with you guys when it's all clear. Like I said, I appreciate you guys for tuning in and supporting the channel. So like, share, subscribe.